Hello everyone, I'm back. It's 8:55 p.m. I won't be too long on here because I got my phone battery is at 21% and excuse me. I do have plugs right by my bed, but they don't fit. So I had to charge my phone on the other side of the room. So I won't be a whole lot long. I am very sleepy though. Excuse me. Sorry. So everything is back to normal. Almost 5 hours ago, they lifted the boil water advisory. So thankfully, everything is back to normal, and we can drink the faucet water or whatever now. Um, they're making my they're making this itch. So yeah, they wait till I do a video to start making me itch in different spots. Excuse me. Sorry. So that's good news. I felt what a relief. So yeah. Well, I tried to do something productive and accomplish, I read out loud a few of my short stories, and I felt like it was you know dealing with my OCD and the unwanted intrusive thoughts. It made the reading out loud I guess you know what, my unwanted thoughts used to be way worse when I was on psychiatric medications. Or I guess when I'm angry or worried about something, when I'm angry at somebody or worried about something, it makes the unwanted thoughts even worse, but if I haven't been going through something hard or bad, then my unwanted thoughts aren't as, strong. I had the problem really bad, and no kind of psychiatry or mental health was any kind of helpful. You know, the psychiatrists themselves didn't have a proper solution to how to, get rid of the thoughts. Excuse me. So now my phone just alerted me that I have 20%. So I mean, I had let's see, I read out loud. That's not the first short story of my entire life, but excuse me, the first short story since 2020 of ongoing short stories I wrote. And then I meant to say I read that out loud. After that, I read out loud a short story about one of the one of the short story series on cults. The third one was, I read out loud a short story about that ties in together with narcissistic abuse, gang stalking, and homelessness. The fourth one was the cute short story, Smoochie's the Cuddly Pup. It's in the category of one of my top favorites, but that doesn't really have anything to do with, the narcissistic abuse or, you know, targeting or whatever. But it was like a short story that brings me joy to read it, And the fifth short story was the most recent short story that I wrote. I read that out loud. So I feel accomplished, that I read that out loud, but me struggling with unwanted intrusive thoughts, like with reading out loud or having something that I need to concentrate hard on or focus on, that's very important. Yeah, that's when the thoughts get worse. And I mean, me reading out loud, it made me even more nervous. So, but I got through it. Excuse me. So, thankfully, I had enough help with another night for tomorrow. For tomorrow night, and then Saturday, from the looks of it, the rain is supposed to go away on Saturday. Excuse me. The rain is supposed to go away on Saturday, maybe, and then it's supposed to be kind of back cold again, but not crazy cold like this past week, no, like last week, So, thankfully, I can have an extra night, and I try to put in the dates for tomorrow to Saturday, and then I think the perps, hacked in and messed up the date on purpose, and of course I couldn't tell the company that, they'll look at me like I'm crazy, so I had to say that I accidentally, made a mistake. But no, they hacked in and they were trying to, tonight / tomorrow night is the reservation for the free night that I earned, and the perps trolling hacked in and tricked me into they hacked in and overdid my attempts at trying to book for tomorrow through Saturday. Tomorrow night and Saturday morning. And so I'm glad I almost didn't get to get it, but I'm glad I was able to get it straightened out. So I guess the perps, excuse me, they were trying to shorten my stay here or inconvenience me or cause me distress, that I accidentally, I had realized that they had tried to set me up to look stupid with 2 reservations in one day. You know how when you're a targeted individual, and say for example, you type the word for example, excuse me, you might type in the word clever, and then the moment you go press the button and submit it, then you wonder how the word silver got there. So I heard that the perps used was called, New World Order NWO 666 torture wear. New World Order torture wear 666. And they have this thing, I guess, called stupid wear, stalker wear, this wear, that wear, whatever, you know, harass you through your phone or computer or whatever other device. So the stupid wear is even other targeted individuals, they say for example, if you writing like a dissertation or a thesis for college and you're a targeted individual, you might type everything, proofread, even have an editor or a tutor or something to proofread and go over everything and help you do everything right. And then you go and submit your paper, and then you wonder how you failed. And then come to find out the perps had some kind of way supernaturally rearranged all your writing to sound crazy illiterate. Excuse me. So yeah, those bastards hacked in and tried to manipulate for me to have 2 reservations in one day so that I couldn't be able to attempting so that I couldn't be able to have another night tomorrow, and I would have ended up, I guess, missing out on the extra free night. That's what the games that they play. Excuse me. And so, well, what else did I have to say? I already told y'all I took a shower earlier. I had breakfast. I had lunch. And for dinner, I didn't even really eat. Like, I didn't buy anything or get anything for dinner. Well, I don't know how bad the rain is now. It was definitely supposed to rain tomorrow. I don't know how. Oh, now I look like my eyelashes. Oh. I don't know how. Seemed like my eyelashes got stuck in my eye. Excuse me. So tomorrow is supposed to definitely rain, and Saturday, like throughout the day as well. Oh man, let's see. 7. So it look like I won't even get the Social Security check until help next Friday. It looks like it's next Friday the 3rd. Excuse me. So yeah, so it looks like as if for this year my SSI check still stayed the same. And the Social Security check, it raised up a little bit. So they gang stalked me out of my home and were attempting to kill me, to make sure I don't go back. To make sure I don't go back. And so, that's like a quick summary of how I ended up back homeless again. And then, excuse me. and they forced the targeted individual's life to be way more unfairly and more inconvenient, like unfairly way more expensive and inconvenient than everybody else. So I heard that there are certain other targeted individuals who are forced out of their residence and forced to be homeless or forced to be in hotels, motels, or I don't have that fortune to be, homeless living in my car. If that's supposed to be like a better situation than to be homeless out in the elements with nothing. Excuse me. So, excuse me. So will be taken care of tomorrow, and then for lunch and dinner, I guess I gotta stretch lunch and dinner. The funds that I have left over, I have to stretch that for lunch and dinner. And then Saturday I won't have much of anything. But yeah, by me being forced to be homeless, and I'm wrongfully banned from a lot of the shelters. If not, then they ignore my calls, or they refuse to help me, or they block my number. So, or they will have other homeless people to gang up on you, bully you, and mob you out of that. And then me having OCD, you know, they, I mean, it makes everything worse and more traumatizing. I can't even eat at homeless soup kitchens due to the targeting being so bad. Plus my OCD and everything. So that was very messed up and evil that they tortured me out of my home and then attempted to kill me. And and the police and the fake housing people, they were all, you know, encouraging for the perp neighbors to do whatever they want to me. Hurt me, kill me, whatever. All because they didn't like the truth that I was speaking. That I deserve. I mean, in that meeting where they played all kinds of psychological games, that they recorded it, but they wouldn't let me record anything. You know, and that perp neighbor, she was in bed with them pretty much. Sell out. And I bet you she's not blasting loud music anymore. And the other neighbors, I bet you they're not blasting loud music anymore. I bet you it's quiet and normal. But that's the kind of stuff that they do. I heard that targeted individuals can't even go live out in the country. Because I saw earlier somebody mentioned that that she's living out in the country and pretty much doesn't even really have neighbors, and that they have perps that come near her home and wait till 3 o'clock in the morning to start blaring loud music near her home and everything. Yeah, I heard that even if you try to go live off grid or try to go out in the woods, the perps will find you and harass you and do whatever. I mean, so it seems like you're not safe anywhere on this earth being targeted. Excuse me. So the idea that you have to be forced to live a life way more expensive while you forced to be poor, and they won't even allow you to work, or they won't even allow you to better yourself or improve your life. And So the fake Darnell Williams perp, he came to harass me, I think twice so far today. Two or three times so far today, and making fake new accounts. And excuse me. Yesterday he made a fake account talking about poopy pants grand perp or something like that, or poopy pants grand perp. And then, now this is the same guy who, copied off of Star Bricker with falsely reporting everything I do, or calling up places to have me wrongfully banned and everything. TikTok, they wrongfully rejected all three of those appeals of all those accounts from, was it last week or the week before? Yeah. They're all gone for good. Can't even get those back ever. They're toast. But he even put filthy content on TikTok and YouTube and Twitter, harassing me. And as I said, I had to keep blocking him. And my twin sister is, friendly with this perp. With these sex traffickers. She made more fake harassing videos mocking me today. Excuse me. Thinking that she got authority and control over me. And she doesn't. I mean, the woman who gave birth to us, the biological mom, Frances, see this itching right here. The biological mom, Frances, couldn't tell her what to do. And that's who really should have had authority over us. She was our parent, gave birth to us. But who are my twin sister or any other siblings, cousins, or whatever other relatives who try to order you around and tell you what to do, try to boss and control your life decisions, but they keep a far distance from you, don't care about you, and want to erase the fact that you exist. If my twin sister try to say, what part of I don't want to be your twin anymore, don't you understand? But she's still stalking, following, and harassing me online. And trying to mock, make fun, and discredit. And, if she try to say, well, I don't want anything to do with you, just like I don't want to be bothered with you, just like our Auntie Yvonne don't want to be bothered with you. Well, why are you still stalking and watching my videos then? Why don't you just block and stay far away from me? Don't even look at my videos. Don't even watch them. And stop sending your flying monkey cult followers to come and attack me. So the fake Darnell Williams perp, he made a fake account that says something about greedy little fat girl deep throating a candy bar or something filthy. I don't even think stuff like that. He screenshot me, eating a Snicker. Was it a Snicker or what other candy bar? And this was from like a video that I did a couple of years ago, and I was eating a candy bar in the video, and I was upset that day. And he used that to, say stuff that's just so perverse and filthy. But then if I screenshot, then if I screenshot the filthy stuff that he posts, then I would get in all kinds of trouble. You can't even, you get in so much trouble trying to expose the filthy stuff that these perps do and say. You know, I didn't even want to bring myself to even say what he said on that fake account. And it's like, how can you tell somebody, if you're that filthy, if you're that filthy and disgusting minded, how can you try to treat me like I don't know any better, or like I lack common sense, or like I don't know right from wrong? You know? So, but anyway, though, I was so worried about, I didn't want my account to, I have like some pending, a pending, credit of something, excuse me, a pending credit on my account, my bank account. So I'm supposed to get a little bit of something tomorrow. And, I was afraid to get something for dinner, because I was like, well, what if, I did it to try to stay on the safe side. Me trying to stay on the safe side of, excuse me. Me trying to stay on the safe side with, I didn't want I wanted to make sure I had enough for what I needed to do tomorrow, so I was afraid that, I wanted to make sure the funds would be there tomorrow, so I didn't want to take a chance on, trying to get me something to eat, and then tomorrow I end up not having enough. So, excuse me. So, I just ate like 4 more cookies tonight, and I hope I'll be all right, But I drank a lot of water today, and I was hoping I didn't drink too much water today. So it looked like I just the funds will be like maybe just enough for, to eat tomorrow. And then Saturday I'm going to have to go back on the streets with no money really, But as I said, due to my targeting and my OCD and everything, and the anxiety and everything, excuse me, they gang stalked me out of, places to where I gotta be forced to just do everything alone. And I've been to a point where I'm traumatized, like I end up having panic attacks and feeling traumatized every time I gotta be around people. So the maintenance guy this morning, it seemed like he took a long time to plunge the toilet. And he was giving me, it looks like he didn't like me or something. He probably was a perp, but he didn't know any English at all. Excuse me. The bad food that I've been having to eat because of, not having the funds to eat healthier. that's making, the mucus and stuff worse, you know. So I ended up talking way longer than I intended. I intended to talk like just for 15 minutes. And my phone alerted me that it's now below 20%. So, but yeah, it's really scary being targeted. And I mean, it seems like as if there are certain people who profess to be targeted who don't know what it's like to be a homeless TI. You know, they don't know what it's like to be a homeless TI. And like, you got that fortune to have a car and a house, a roof over your head. And you might have a few friends and family, excuse me, that you feel like you could trust or whatever. But I have like totally nobody, really, you know. As far as, especially, I mean, excuse me, I'm sorry, y'all. With the issue with family, you know, the family hates me because my twin sister lied to them. That's why they hate me. She told them a bunch of lies. Excuse me. And so, she told them a bunch of lies, and that's why they don't like me. But, I'm feeling like a failure and feeling like a bad person. Like, what did I do to deserve this? Or what did I say to deserve this? And the lies do not count. As I said, I got like more than half my family members, the ones that I have contacted or crossed paths with, over the past couple of decades. They hate me and I never even did them anything. Now, when we were younger in foster care, I did my twin sister some things when we were in foster care. Either we were little and didn't know any better, or as we got a little older, the foster mom brainwashed and manipulated us. But, and we were so little that, excuse me, Mark, Sean, and Wyatt still hate us from, when we were 4 and 5, from situations that happened when we were 4, 5, 6 years, 7 years old. The foster sister Joni still hate me from, because Candy used to tell on us when we were little. Well, the foster mom freaking manipulated. She manipulated all of us to spy and snitch. But, well, Joni didn't really tell on nobody. But one time, I forgot what it was that she told on me about, and I got in trouble. The foster sister Joni. That she told on me about. But it's like the first time she ever told on me, I think she was over 18 years old. And then the first time me and her got into only one fight, physical fight. And she was 19 years old and I was 15, and we got into a physical fight, the only physical fight. But me and my twin sister would have all out fist fights from who knows how long. But as I said, the foster mom felt like she could profit off of us not getting along and to make us look crazy, with the mental health thing. And so, It's ironic. Excuse me. It's ironic in a bad way that if you have a situation that happened 5 minutes ago, people would tell you it's over, it's done, it's in the past, forget about it. Or oh, why you worrying about the past, or why you don't dwell on the past or the negative. But people hate me from when I was freaking 2 years old. Still don't like me, and I'm freaking 40. But growing up, I had to deal with adults who hate children or act like as if they have a certain kind of prejudice towards children. But you got kids of your own, but you hate children. You know. So I ended up talking way longer than I intended, but I'm glad to be venting, you know. Yeah, even during the nursery days, the daycare, nursery, whatever, you know, they were freaking abusive. The workers there, they were abusive. And so it's like as if I'm that horrible of a person that I deserve to be punished with no family. And if I were to get married and try to, get married and have kids, the gang stalking network would sabotage that too. Or make sure I don't even get to that point of getting engaged. You know. Now, never really had a real boyfriend. The relationship with that Alex guy was fake. And that was like 6 months of a fake, narcissistic, fake relationship. And, due to the gang stalking, I have the desire to love a man and marry him and be his helpmeet and have kids or whatever. And that could save me from my homeless situation. But, well, I mean, if I didn't know any better, the idea that I didn't know any better, excuse me, I mean, I probably would have ended up having, kids that would give me hell if I did end up having kids throughout the years, or, having, baby daddy or kid that to give me hell and worsen my mental health. But since I'm 40 years old, I know, and it seems like as if days are short. I no longer have interest in wanting to be with anybody at all. And I feel sad and grieve the idea that, I wish that I could have been a wife and a mother and had kids. And, you know, and it's like what recently happened. Like, even with me hearing about other people's family, it's like, how can other people's family be so close, but my family have zero kind of, not even a natural love or no kind of love at all for me at all. Hate me to the point where they can care less about what happens to me. They will be grateful if I drop dead today or tomorrow. Or they would rejoice. You know. So, like, as if I'm supposed to take the word family out of my vocabulary. I don't even have like a friend that I can call a sister or referred to as a sister or like a sister, or, but if I was, I'm homeless, but if I was one of those homeless druggies, though, you know, and wasn't targeted, they have people who are like a different race from you, say for example, it might be you know, a white guy in the homeless community that would go around in the homeless community claiming me as his little sister or something like that. But just because someone is loyal doesn't mean it's always good or righteous. There's a such thing as being loyal to evil, loyal to wickedness. And Satan has his own fake loyalty, or his servants have fake loyalty. And because I won't be loyal to wicked people, they try to falsely paint me as a bad person. As I said, my twin sister is falsely smear campaigning me to everyone, saying Candy is not loyal. But she never a day in her life has ever been loyal to me. And will be treated with abuse, yelled at, and be treated mean for no reason at all. I mean, after we became a certain age and became adults. Even other family members would, like Ramona and Mark would send for me to come over and act like as if my presence or my existence gets on their worst fucking nerve. And they would treat Sean the same way. Because if you're in a bad mood, you would probably treat everybody doggone mean, not just single one person out. When I was going to school, if somebody just suddenly started treating me mean and everything, and say, for example, you tell a teacher that another student is treating you mean, and then they will try to tell you that, Benjamin is just having a bad day today. Tomorrow, he might be in a better mood. Nah, come to find out, Benjamin end up I'm just using a fictional name. Benjamin end up hating my guts 20 years later. I'm like, what did I do to you? So, well, I ended up rambling on for much longer, than I intended. So yeah, excuse me. So I have to, I'm like gonna be, like struggling to survive the next few days until, excuse me, until I get the Social Security check. And then it seems like, what, am I supposed to go through this cycle every month? Because you can't get food stamps overnight. I mean, you can't get food stamps overnight. And people think you can just walk into a homeless shelter and they will accept you right then and there. It doesn't work like that. Or they think that you can just walk into a food stamp office and get food stamps just that, and get a whole lot of money in food stamps just that quick. And it doesn't work like that. It took me like 2.5 months to get food stamps in Texas recently. And due to me being traumatized with what the perps did me with Social Security, I'm scared to even go and apply for food stamps. And I'm trapped on Social Security that I never wanted to be on because the fake foster mom forced me against my will, like as if I didn't have a choice. You know, she didn't allow me the say so to refuse food. I mean, the Social Security and SSI, and she was taking my money. She got it for her benefit. She was taking my money. You know, yeah, she was stealing my doggone money. And so, all my adulthood being forced against my will to be a trapped slave to something that I never, that I initially, you know, would have never really consented to. And as I said, the foster mom, you know, she was sabotaging jobs and got mad at me because Nichols State University found out that I worked and I didn't tell them. But she got mad and said, well, how Nichols know you worked? So, you know, I don't know what she did and said, you know, or what wrong or what lies she said to pull strings to get me on Social Security. But the doctors, excuse me, did not have me diagnosed as schizophrenic. But her and the social worker teamed up together and lied and said I was schizophrenic. And when I questioned the Social Security office of what they have my diagnosis is, what do they have my diagnosis as? They always act like they don't want to tell me. But from 18 on up, and even, you know, excuse me, 18 on up, I had never been diagnosed with schizophrenia or bipolar. No, I'm sorry. I had never been diagnosed with schizophrenia, but New York rookie doctors that didn't know me, or it's like they diagnose you based on what their opinion of you is. Dr. Chakraborty would have never diagnosed me as bipolar. But I've been diagnosed with all this depression. For all these years, been diagnosed with depression, so much depression. And due to this targeting, I still suffer so much depression. You know, and it's strange that a lot of narc victims are diagnosed with anxiety and depressive disorders, but people who are narcissistic abusers themselves, they be diagnosed as you know, they be the ones that be diagnosed as bipolar and all that. I mean, they will brag and boast about how bipolar they claim to be, like as if it's supposed to be a badge of honor to be call yourself bipolar. They had this narcissistic lady named Barbara in New York that used to work in the cafeteria at that shelter, and she bragged and boasted about being bipolar. But Dr. Chakraborty would have never diagnosed me as bipolar or schizoaffective. But doctors who only see you for 5 minutes and don't even know you. People say that psychiatry is one of the biggest medical scams there is around here. The biggest scam and fraud. That's what y'all need to be calling scam and fraud. And so, Dr. Chakraborty, during my teenage years, I asked her if I'm considered, is it true that I'm considered schizophrenic? And she said no. When I tried to get into the military and they wouldn't let me in, she diagnosed me with anxiety. what was it? OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, Tourette syndrome, and generalized anxiety disorder. But then after I turned 18, they diagnosed me with major depressive disorder. You know, but the fake gang stalking doctors that don't even know you. You know, I heard that they make so much money off of a fake bogus diagnosis when they only speak to you for 5 minutes or don't even want to speak to you at all. And then you just shake their hand and talk to them for like 30 seconds. And here's your prescription. Time to go. And they don't even get to know you. And then they refer you, to a therapist. And with the therapist, they know you. If they know you better than the psychiatrist, well, how come the therapist can't diagnose you? It's just strange as hell. You know, and I heard that the doctors are trained, and even therapists are trained to shut off emotion and compassion. Even with the ambulance and stuff, you know, the paramedics' job, I heard that they're not allowed to get emotional. When I was studying for Spanish translation, and if I was supposed to be a medical interpreter, I heard that they said that that even you as a medical interpreter, that you're not allowed to get emotional or have a heart for other people's suffering. And I'm like, well, that's going to be a big problem with me. So, yeah. So, my phone is at 9%. It's 9:47 p.m. And, you know, I'm glad I was able to do all this venting. You know, it helped me feel a little bit more at ease to go to bed tonight. And I'm feeling nervous. But before I go, though, like, I was trying to say that, like, the first week, y'all don't see me asking for donations or help. Like, you know, approximately the first few days or the first week when I get my Social Security check, you don't see me asking for help. But then after it runs out with these freaking hotel rooms, you know, after a few days, then I'm back on the streets. And other homeless people have to deal with this too. Even the biological brother Sean had to deal with that. So people act like as if the mental health system is the only way out of homelessness. And I feel like there has to be some other way. You know, so thanks for listening to me. I love y'all, and you know, I'll see y'all later.